So I'm not like this, but okay. Do you know who she's married to? A very big person. But she's so humble, so sweet, so gentle, and it breaks my heart when I see every time I see her, I'm floored. Okay. So now the proper profile of Miss, and she goes by Miss all the time. We say Mrs. Miss Esther Amber Numamba Cobbah, right? Cobbah. Okay. She's the CEO of Strategic Communications Africa. Who have you heard of Stratcomm Africa? Yeah. Do you know the person behind Stratcomm? That's her. So she's behind Stratcomm, which she established over 30 years ago. Who was born 30 years ago? Oh, okay. She established. Is that you? Yes, I know you. Yeah, I know you from way back, right? The company, which has remained the premier agency in Ghana's marketing communications industry, provides communication services and products to individuals and organizations, public and private, local and international. Ms. Cobbah has over 40 years of experience in the local and international communications industry. Through her astute leadership, Stratcomm Africa has remained a leader in Ghana's marketing communications industry for over 2 decades. Ms. Cobbah is on the board of the International Public Relations Association, IPRA, and a fellow. She's currently the president of the Institute of Public Relations Ghana, IPR, and president-elect for IPRA. She's also on the advisory board of the College of Education, Legon. After her Bachelor of Arts degree and graduate diploma in communications, public relations, and journalism at the University of Ghana, Legon, Ms. Cobbah went on to Cornell University, USA, where she obtained her master's degree, communication for developing nations and organizational and intercultural communication. See, we're getting somewhere. While an international Rotary scholar, Ms. Cobbah is also an organization development practitioner and holds a certificate in organization systems development from the Organization Development Center, Ghana, under the Gestalt Institute of Cleveland, USA. Ms. Cobbah is a well-respected professional and entrepreneur whose work continues to be acknowledged with local and international awards. She believes in the power of communication as a tool for national development, individual livelihood enhancement, organizational growth, and profitability. She's therefore constantly evolving innovative approaches for employing communication for impact. Ms. Cobbah continues to employ her communication expertise to develop and deploy initiatives for the advancement of women. Examples of these are Women Share, Women Soaring Higher, Achieving Real Excellence, and Nurture to Bloom. Actually, I was fortunate to be part of that panel when she started Nurture to Bloom, an initiative that highlights the value that the nurturing qualities of women contribute to society. She authored Dare to Be, a book that celebrates the work of women who dare to overcome barriers and to realize their dreams. Ms. Cobbah initiated the Ghana Garden and Flower Movement. You are all invited for a special program on Sunday with its flagship activity, the annual Ghana Garden and Flower Show, as a behavior change communication tool for promoting a greener, cleaner, healthier, wealthier, more beautiful Ghana. Contributing to environmental sustainability is a primary objective of this initiative. The job creation potential of floriculture and horticulture, especially for the youth and women in Ghana, is also an important objective. Ms. Cobbah continues to mentor a lot of communication professionals, local and international. Please, up and clap for this special, wonderful guest speaker that we had here. Senior Adbao.
Thank you. Theresa hasn't changed one bit. But it warms my heart to see you here. Thank you very much. Thank you all for the invitation. Board members, all your executives, Cynthia, thank you. Thank you. I've known Cynthia for a long time, both in school and at home. And I see other faces here. In addition to Mama Tez and Cynthia, I have one of my employees who ran away from me, but he hasn't run away from my heart. Richmond, good to see you. And I'm a whole project. So I am always being managed by Dale, who is also a project management professional. And I don't know how she does it, but she manages me. And she's managed to get me here this evening. So let's clap for her. And Bernice keeps us in business. She's in our business development team. Bernice is here with me. And we have our media team here. I'm glad that they didn't ask me to go and sit in their podcast studio today. They have a podcast studio in the office and they're always threatening to put me in there. So please make yourselves available to them so that they will leave me in peace. So Ephraim is here. Ephraim, who else did you come with? You're alone today. Thank you. So there'll be no interviews after this. Thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Really, 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 really delighted to be here. Why? Because we are going to talk about a subject that is very, very close to my heart. So when Cynthia asked me to come, I guess she sent the message and a minute later I responded because I feel God puts us in places to gain experiences, to share with each other, to make each other better. So I'm here to learn from you, share your knowledge with me, and I'll also share my little experience with you. And to guide me to do that, because they know that this subject I love so much, so if they leave me without a topic, we will not go home. The topic that was given to me is From Noise to Influence, Commanding Minds, Markets, and Movements. Wow. If you sat in an exam room and you were given this question, Asamaba, from noise to influence, commanding minds, markets, and movements. And hi, all those online, I greet you. Next slide, please. We live in a very destructive world. And whether it's outside there in Makola, at home with my 6 grandchildren, who I have run away from today. Grandma, 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 right? Mommy, daddy, auntie, uncle, grandma is calling you, auntie is calling you, funeral here, naming ceremony there. There's a lot going on. At work, there's this project, there's that project. You have to delivery guideline, deadlines. There's always so much going on. Do you realize that? So the world is really noisy. There's a lot going on. But you also have to get minds to do certain things. You have to win in markets. You have to get people to move towards doing certain things. And in between that is a project leader. It's you and it's many other people. In fact, the reason why I invited Theresa to come and be part of Nurture to Bloom was that I felt that women are major project managers and very often need to share with the world the project management skills that they use. So what does it take? What does it take to balance yourself in this world that is pulling you all over the place with all the noise to achieve influence and to deliver? What does it take? Next slide. Or I can use this. Does it work? Okay. Okay. So I use this middle one. Okay. Thank you. How do we command minds, markets, and movements? I can't command them. Okay. You need a project leader, and that's why you guys exist. Our organizations, our systems cannot exist without you. Is that right? You are the thing, or you are the main thing that we need. And what do you need? You need your projects to be successful. Isn't that right? In my mind, what it takes, can you hear? Because of that. Thank you. In my mind, what it takes to have a successful project, and I came to learn from you, I said that, is to have people who work with a strategy using defined and agreed processes to deliver successful outcomes. Have I got it right? That's what my communication mind tells me. Next slide. Next slide. So, it's working now. Thank you. But you see that we started with people. So I keep telling Dali, when Dali came to work with me and she said she did project management, I said, you know what? The P in project management is for people. Unless you get the P right, the project will not manage. Are you with me? You can have all the schedules done. You can have all the equipment sorted. You can have all the gold in Ghana ground. You can have all the oil we have. You can have all the schools in Ghana. If the people are not in sync, we won't get the things done. We won't get the needed outcomes. So what does it take to get the necessary concentration on the project? Do you need to command minds? Do you need to command markets? Do you need to command movements? All these are very controlling. If you say you're going to command people's minds to get them done, give them all the queries you want. Have processes and procedures and all that. Still, you see that things are not going right. Am I talking to somebody here? The man in the back there, he's nodding. What happened in that project? Tell me. Tell me, I beg you. He even before I finished the sentence, he was not. Tell me why you were nodding like an agama lizard. Tell me why. Me on the thing. Tell me about a project that was all well fashioned, but something happened. Tell me.
So it happens that the people that I'm working with, that's the stakeholders, which includes the contractors, the utility, maybe the chief and the people that who are supposed to assist so that we all collaborate for the success of the project. Now, along the line, I realized that first, the material that we are supposed to use for the project, I could see some deficiencies in the material. The right material not used. We will talk, have all the agreements, but later you realize that they still go back We use all the measure, the punishment, the query, everything. But as you said, they agree that, oh, we will comply. But later, along the line, I realized that they still all gone back. So I've been trying to find out the reason. So when you were talking, and, you mentioned that in project management, if you don't get the P right, definitely it will affect other uh, delivery. Actually, it looks as if I'm getting the answer to my my problem. Thank you.
Okay. So all these, the commanding minds, commanding markets, commanding movements, all very controlling. And I cannot control. Aha. Why do we have, from the example that you gave, externally it looked like everything was provided, but then something was not happening. This is because there are usually factors within and outside the control of the project, the factors within the organization, right? And within the people, and outside of the people, and outside of the organization, which are out of the control of the project leader. Do you get me? And because we have been taught to do project management, we think we can whip everybody in line. All these are not in your control. And when human beings are not in your control, there's nothing you can do. So that's why I'm saying, let's focus on the P in projects management. And I'm happy that the title focused on the mind, human mind. And we say infanti, there nimpa na adwen, nimpa ne tir onto the broso na etwom na ehu aba owom. Do you understand it? A human being's head is not like pawpaw that you can cut and see how many seeds there are in there. So imagine that you are working with people whose heads have plenty seeds inside, like pawpaw, but you can't cut and see the seeds. Yeah? Why are you laughing? That is what project leaders are constantly dealing with. So what is project management to begin with? Who will answer that for me? Richmond, what is project management?
Applying project management principles to making sure that we are able to get better outcomes. And like you said, making sure that the P aspect, we get it right. Because I always tell people that currently, if you look at project management, is moving away from process. So the more is on people. Mm-hmm. So making sure that you apply the ethical principles and get the project right.
Thank you very much. I have a simple definition here. A process of supervising the work of a team to achieve all project goals within given goal constraints. Is that correct? Have I gone to your school too? Okay. So if you are a project leader and you're doing this, usually you will look at a strategy, you will look at a process, and you will look at the people. The people will work with a process to achieve strategic goals. Isn't that right? Yeah. And the project leader works with and through people to achieve that common goal. So the pawpaw head that you can't cut, that mind that you can't get into, you work with and through those. Oh God. Your work. You work with people's minds to get, not their hands on. Very often, did you report on time? Did you get the work done? Did you submit the report? Those are all tangible things. It is a mind that is controlling whether they submit the reports, whether it is written well, whether it is submitted on time. But very often our focus is on the report. Was the crane moved at the right time? Were the chairs in the right place at the required time? Those are some of the things that we focus on. Isn't that right? But it is the minds behind the chairs that I'm asking us to focus some attention on. Because no leader can achieve anything on this earth without an ability to work effectively with and through people. And those people are controlled by their minds. So you are working with human minds. Project management for me is an ability to work with minds that are not in your head, but in other people's heads. Delivery through people. But these people have a lot of noise. They live in a noisy world. They live in a world, their own world, where there are many thoughts. A lot of us wake up in the morning and, hey, some manager onima sama yes. Your manager comes and it's requiring this of you, requiring that of you. They don't know what's going on in your mind. So your project managing, you're managing a project on which there is somebody who is going through something that you don't understand, you don't know about. It is noise. And external to that person, there is everything. It wasn't last week that I thought, when did my life become like this? At first, if somebody wanted me to do some work, they would write a letter and it would go to the post office. It would take a week to get to me. Then I will also take my time and read it, reply, buy a stamp, post it. It will take some time to get to them, by which time I would have rested. Now, they send me an email. Then they send me a WhatsApp to say, I have sent you mail. And then they chase me on LinkedIn. I lie. And then they say, somebody wants to send you a message on Instagram. All that is noise. All that is noise. And now, most people have cars. Then there's so much noise within and outside us. And these affect our minds. In working with and through people, the ability to be effective rests in your ability to identify with their noise. Unless you deal with their noise, you understand their noise, you become noise. You become additional noise. You are nodding. Why are you nodding?
The one using the equipment, the excavator, apparently had issues at home.
So when he comes and he's using the machine, he doesn't perform as fast as I know he does. I called him aside, I asked him what the issue was. It was money issues at home. I tried to sort that out, and the next day he was perfect. So until you understand their issue to solve, you won't get your results.
So that the excavator is being worked on not with the hands and the project schedule. It is the mind of the person working on it that is managing it, right? So unless you join the noise and shift with the person, you can't get the work done. Being able to influence requires being influenced by the person you want to influence. Am I making sense? Papa, you're nodding. These people here, they're nodding, but I'll come to
you. Thank you very much. I spoke to a former colleague a couple of days ago, and she was expressing the differences between people of our age, and when I say our age, my age and hers, and the people that she has to manage who are Gen Z now. And just the difference in what we both termed as the values that we had and the values that they have. But as their leader, to get them on side, she has to identify with them. And she has to almost understand, even though she doesn't understand, she has to try and understand and engage, like the gentleman said. And it took me back. So I was managing a team at a point. There was a really key team member who her performance suddenly took a dip, and it was uncharacteristic. So I spoke to her, and there were challenges at home. Her parents had some health issues. So I told her that she can take any time off when it's necessary, and I won't take it out of her leave. And after that, actually, she was more present at work than before because she was trying to manage both situations. So it's just, I was thinking about both scenarios, and that's why I was nodding so much. Yeah.
Unless you become influenced by the noise in somebody's mind, you can never influence them. It's impossible. So a lot of us are running projects, we're leading the project, we have no followers. Papa, am I speaking to you? And leadership has two sides. It's like a coin. It has the leader and the follower. Without a follower, there's no leader. So if you're a project leader and you don't understand, you don't have minds that are following you, the minds are following their sick parents, they are following their boyfriend who has caused them some broken heart, they are following some girlfriend that has dished them, that they thought they were the best people in the world and they've dumped them like hot potato. They are not following you. Do you understand me? So you may be running a project. You are running the machines. You're pushing the machines to the right location. And they are supposed to be run in a certain way by minds. The minds are not following you. Your followers are the machines and the project guidelines and the schedule. You understand me? So you become a project leader with machines and nicely drawn out project timelines following you. The people are not following you. So what you see here is how you work with and through people. First of all, you move from where you are into their minds. to understand their reality. Their reality may agree with yours or not agree with yours. But you come back and you take your project goal, right? And you try to align it with their reality. Everything that does not support the realization of your project goal is noise. So then you have to have a strategy for managing the noise. Are you with me? Papa, yeah. Yeah. I like the way he's yawing. It's gone down there.
Yes, I was working on a project with a team, and we were behind time when we mentioned, and so I had a lot of pressure from the top. So I went into my office, and I called my PA, wanted to get the report from her. So I started screaming at her. Her response, I saw that tears were coming, yeah, and all. And so I put everything aside, sat her down, wanted to find out what her problems were. Apparently, her husband, who just married her about 6 months ago, went to the US, and she was looking for a visa to go. So all her mind was somewhere else.
Yeah. This is the mind. Seriously, that is the mind you are working with. It's not the project guidelines and the no. Unless you understand the mind of the other, you cannot project manage them to deliver. So what you do is, first of all, you have to understand your own noise and accept it. You yourself. It's your biases, your perceptions, your own issues that you bring into the space. Then you have to understand the mind of the organization and the noise that the organization brings. Maybe the organization has reputational issues. Do you understand me? Also, the organization is so technology focused that they don't care about people that much. You understand me? You need to understand the noise in your own mind, in the mind of your organization, then in the minds of the people you're working with, and the noise around them. Hey, once you do that, your work is easy. But that is the most difficult part, because a head is not like a ball to go inside. So what you do here is you think about your own objective. This is the strategic goal of the organization. This is the objective of our unit. What are the things? I'm a very temperamental boss. When people don't do their work, when they get in, I give it to them even before they sit down. That could let them be upset. That is noise that you yourself sense in you. Then you try to let this visa situation also pour out. You bring all of that together and you mix them with your objective that you want to achieve. Then you strategize on how you will get through all this noise to get your goal achieved. Are you understanding? That is the work that I do on a daily basis, working with individuals and organizations. That's my work, and I love it. If a mining company wants to go and get gold from somewhere, the people who live on top, the geologists and those people, they know how to blast rocks. But you can't blast the mind of a human. Give them to me. I will deal with their mind. Do you understand me? Once, so you have, this is very important. That's why I'm spending time on, because we're always in a hurry to achieve. Once you take time to do this, so the 3 lines I have, you check yourself, check hair, this one, get hair noise, work with the noise, and then you go back. And that is what we call communication. You manage noise to bring people on board. That is what communication does. Communication is not the sharing of information. Communication is not circular. So communication is not good morning. Communication is saying that you say good morning. I greeted the person, didn't mind me. What is he's carrying that morning? You can't good morning the person. Please, this side wants to balance this side. Please, he has an example. I hope it's going well for us.
Yeah, around 2012 thereof, I was seconded to a project in the US, and the project will last for 3 years. So I have the option to go with my family. And then I approached my wife. She looked at me and said, she's not leaving her work. I said, okay, then let me go, because I'll go and come back after 6 months, 6 weeks, 2 weeks off. Anytime I come to Ghana, I barely spend an hour in the house because it's not for holiday. I still have to go to site, get information, teach them what I've learned, take reports back. So virtually, I come back to Ghana to come and work and not to come and rest. So we were supposed to deliver the projects at a specific time frame for sign off, and it was really affecting me to the extent that time that I have to spend to do my work out in the US, I'll be on the phone with her. Sometimes we'll be talking and my mind will be somewhere. Then, you know, women, are you there with another woman? In fact, I one day got angry when she called on pick. And I realized the pressure from Ghana was just too much. Not just from her alone, even from site. So I approached my boss and we had a discussion. And that was when I realized that, just as you said, you need to manage this aspect of the mines as well. So he told me there was a separate budget for some of these. But because I opt to go single, that budget that was meant for me was used for something else. So we struck a deal. Instead of my normal rotation, I decided to forfeit one. And then I used that one, the flight ticket, for my family. Together with him, he helped. And then we brought them to the US. Indeed, it has really helped me to deliver within the time frame, and we had the project all signed off. So indeed, it is really true. We need to manage the noise as well.
Thank you very, very, very much. So you need to manage noise to bring people on board. You have internal and external noise. I explained. There are thoughts, there are perceptions, there are aspirations. Look, he's talking about his wife. He's spending a lot of time on phone with her. It's even affecting her work. And her question is there another woman? You travel, you come back with a beautiful green bag. You give it to your wife, and 3 days, she's not talking to you. And you are wondering why. Can you imagine? Kojo came back from a trip, no hug, or the bag of the sea. In her mind, what she wants is a hug. That's just say, he doesn't even know that I don't like green. He actually bought me a green bag when my favorite color is purple. So I said, if you are the better, no, you see, so you've encountered that, don't mind them. So thoughts which you don't know, perceptions, aspirations. So in communication, before we go and talk to people, we check their knowledge, we check their attitudes, we check their aspirations, we check their thoughts. Okay, so that's why I say the P in project management should be for people. You need to understand their minds. You need to appreciate what people see, what people hear around them. They influence them. So those things create noise. And unless you manage noise, you will not hear well and be able to communicate well. Communication is a sharing of information for mutual understanding. Mutual understanding means that I have understood you such that when I speak to you, it lands with you. Adena peke, because I picked your mind, worked on a message. So when I gave it to you, it picked. And it's Friday evening. I wish they would play a pick. We worked with a company that had its expensive machinery equipment of over 2 million seized by a small community, a small rural community for 2 years. It cost them a lot of money. We released those equipment in 2 weeks because we went to the community and drew out the noise and came and worked on messages that resonated with them. Effective communication starts with the other and ends with the other. Effective project management starts with the other, an understanding of the other, and ends with the delivery of the other. Do you agree with me? So what do you do? How do you overcome noise? You have to do analysis. You have to analyze your stakeholders. You have to analyze the context. And a lot of what you said, that you called your staff, you had a conversation with them, you heard them. And it's not just about conversation. Project managers are so much in a hurry to meet the deadlines that you do not listen actively. You do not listen empathetically. Without empathetic listening, projects fail. Because when you listen empathetically, it means that you leave yourself and go into the other and bring the other self into your reality. Their reality becomes your reality, and therefore you deliver effectively together. But project managers, this man, when he was working with us, Madam, this quarter, this department, they only did 2% of their work. Okay, so Richmond, what were the factors that contributed to their inability to deliver what's there? And one is a graph, no. So projects are delayed, not because, and then we are trying to find the reasons. So when you get your analysis done, that is when you build a communication strategy. So there should not be any project without a communication strategy. And project managers should have communication strategists as their friends, as their partners, because we are trained to understand the minds of people. Even you, the project managers, we are trained to understand your minds, to help you to understand the minds of other people. Clap for us. So once we do that, then we are able to do the messaging. We're able to build a message that resonates with the, I'm picking on the men. When you meet a girl and you want to boss them, you go to their friend and find out, you're smiling, and find out the colors they like, the restaurants they like to go to. Then Friday evening, oh, I just happened to drop by this fish place. Would you like to join me? Oh, I like fish. Oh, he also likes fish. Of what? He asked your friend. So the same tactics you use, find out what is on their mind. Based on that, you create your message. This village that had captured the equipment, the needs they had were like sending their people to hospital. They didn't have vehicles and all that. And the equipment that they had seized were telecoms related. So we did a cartoon and drama showing them how those equipment help to communicate with hospitals without having to travel there, that they could call a doctor. If they released those equipment, they would be built, and they became our friends. Because we had gone into a need that we had. So when you have the message, then of course you have to look at which channels to use to deliver the messages. The message can be verbal and non-verbal. Sometimes you as a project manager, as soon as you appear, project management of one over, they are coming to check whether we have done it well. Sometimes the way you engage, your non-verbal cues put people on. You should ask yourself, what do I evoke in the other person? When somebody sees me, what do I evoke in them? Do I evoke engagement? Do I evoke cooperation so that they will do their work quickly? And then, of course, what you say to them. What is the nature of your message? Let me booger you small. In a message, you can use what we call logos. That is messaging that reasons with people's mind, or ethos. Messages that are value-laden, that makes people respect and all those things. Or messages that bring joy, sorrow, and all that. Once you've understood their noise, once you've understood their need, you will know which of these to focus on in your argument to them. And you don't use one and leave the other. You sometimes combine all three, but you use them in different levels. That one, communication people can help you to do it. But I'm just letting you know that that is how we reason. Those of you who go to church, right? You make spirituality so spiritual that even the spirit runs away from it. Jesus Christ went and sat at some beach. Looked at the people fishing. Eventually he said, "Come, I will this again. This is the son." He could have said, "Oh, I come and I will make you a natural engineers and architects of soul winning, and no, come and I will make you fishers of men." He had appealed to something that, and he had showed them, he had been able to help them to fish. So It is in understanding the reality of the other that you also understand the arguments you can use to win them over. Are you with me? Is it understood? Is it understood? When you command, you get compliance, not commitment. When you come with the project management timelines and you say you were supposed to finish this, you didn't finish, query them. You were, hey, we deduct, there's a company, if you don't finish, they deduct your bonus. Hey, you get compliance, you don't get commitment. Compliance is short term. And that is why corporal punishment in school and in homes is not so good. You get short term compliance. When you are not there, you'll do it again. Because you're not there to teach them. But when they are committed, they will do it all the time out of their own volition. You get short-term results, low ownership, fear or resistance, dependence on the leader, limited creativity and innovation, passive disengagement, and fragile team position. Is when you get, when you are, what you get when you're always showing your project management a tool. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do that. When you engage, use the communication principles I have shared, you get commitment and motivation, sustainable results, shared ownership, trust and loyalty, initiative and independence, creativity and innovation. They thrive. Active participation and problem solving, strong, resilient team and team cohesion. Why? Because they own it. Because I pick it. You understand me? Because you haven't imposed. They have picked it. They own it. That is why 2,000 years after Jesus has died, you and I, in fact, by now we are thinking about what we wear to church on Sunday. Because those people owned it. Project management should be such that you influence. Influence is inside. I don't know the English for that. This woman knows the English for that. You influence from within. From within, there is commitment. So be project managers who project manage in such a way that it's not just because you have the Excel and those expensive project management tools. Let your tool be an engaging approach. Are you with me? So when you do that, you influence minds. And the minds will influence your markets. And the market, you will cause such disruption in the market that you influence a movement that is in support of whatever you are doing. Then you will command the markets. Do you understand me? When you influence minds, the minds command the markets. Look at this movement, the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. We started, people said Ghanaians don't care about flowers. What we did was to try to understand why they don't care about flowers, because we don't have winter where for a whole period there are no trees, there are no flowers and all that. They even growing gardens. So what's the problem? What do they care about? Food. So we told them that flowers put food on the table. You can sell flowers, buy food. If we plant our own flowers, We will not use our money for foreign aid. We will not use our foreign exchange to import flowers. You see what I mean? If you plant flowers in your home, you will breathe in the oxygen they give and give them your carbon dioxide and remove the number of times you get sick. You will work your limbs in the garden and be strong. You will be healthier. When they are looking for beautiful homes, yours will be one of them. Ghana will be a beautiful place and tourists will come and we will make money. We started singing that in 2013 when we started, like 13 years ago. We had 14 exhibitors and 1,400 visitors. Today we are getting over 100 exhibitors and sometimes 28,000 or 30,000 visitors in a matter of 5 days. Because we stepped into their reality, took information, and came back and gave them information that was their own. As a project manager, you need to be able to overcome the noise that gets in the way of your project management. Influence to gain command. Don't command minds. Don't command markets. Don't command movements. When you influence, you can command minds. You can command markets, and you can command movements. Influence to gain command of minds, to gain command of movements, to gain command of markets. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Can we please do it once more for Ms. Cobbah? The session has been pretty insightful, but before I come in with any inputs at any point, even though it's not needed, we're going to open the floor for questions. So if you're here in person, you've got any questions that you would like to ask, please raise your hand. We'll bring the microphone round and take your questions. If there's anyone online as well who has got questions, please raise your hand. If you would like to ask it verbally, and if you prefer to have it read out, kindly type it in the chat and we would have your question asked. So starting with our in-person audience, it's been engaging, but I know there are some questions that you may have. So please feel free to let us know what they are. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Auntie Esther, for this insightful session. Okay. You did mention that when you command, you get compliance, not commitment. I happen to work with executives for some time, and I'm working on myself to be people-centered as much as possible. But in most instances, when you become too nice with the people, you get feedback that you are becoming too nice. And so how do we create a balance? That is a question that I have. There's another one, but that one I will see you in person.
So leadership is an ability to exercise a range, right? And you have to exercise the range because there are different noises all the time. So you do not become so nice just because. why are you being nice? Is it based on anything? That's why I said you have to do an analysis. You have to understand the mind of the people. What kind of leadership do they require? But there's hardly, I'm yet to meet human beings who only want to be commanded and not shown any engagement. So it's not just that you become nice. You have to go back and understand what kind of engagement they need. And engaging does not mean that you allow people to do anything they want. You crack the whip where you have to, but then you let them know why you're. So it's like a query. You say, please explain why disciplinary measures should not be taken against you for doing so and so. But before that, you would have said, we all have signed on to a corporate, whatever, values that of teamwork and so and so. But your colleague needed you at this time and you did not respond. Because of that, we have lost $1 million project. Explain. You're being hard, but you used very nice language. You understand? Have you got an answer? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful presentation. Very insightful. My question is just to have examples on the pathos, the ethos, and the logos, when to use them, and examples of what an actual statement would look like. Yes, thank you.
So let's say you're doing a project which is very, very, very expensive. I worked in the oil industry for 13 years. And one of the things that shocked me was the fact that running a rig, downtime on a rig could cost anything from about $1 million a day. Yeah. And so because of that, when the geophysicists needed to do seismic survey is when you send waves to the ground, into the ground, and you get feedback. It tells them what kind of rock formation there is, so we know how to get the oil and all that. And at that time, until we went onto the Voltairean Basin, which is largely onshore, we were doing a lot of offshore, which meant that we were going to where the fishermen fish. To a geophysicist, going to tell a fisherman that they should please move so that we can go and do seismic survey doesn't make sense, because it is rational. If their net gets stuck in the seismic boat, it costs millions of dollars. So just use Navy boats to get them off. That is logos. It's just that's, they say it's a no-brainer. They just have to be. However, if you go and use that argument with a fisherman, it's not going to work. You need to use an argument that makes them feel that you respect what they do too. So you yourself should come across as credible and believable. That is ethos. So what I went to tell them is that where your treasure is, there Ghana's treasure is also. Your treasure is the fish. And Ghana's treasure, and you are Ghanaian too, is the oil. And once we find that, it will help all of us. I made sense, but I used respect. So that, for instance, is logos. And when we find the oil, it will serve all of us. That is ether. It will make all of us happy. So you find out what is on the mind of this person. So this lady who wanted a visa, if let's say it's an organization that sends people abroad and all that, you say, Ira, you're really concerned about this visa situation. Your husband is there and all that. You know what? We have opportunities for training. And if you work very hard, deliver well, you're diligent, and you're seen to be performing and have potential, the organization could sponsor you that's rational. But the organization, and then you can add, you see that this lady came in 2 years ago. She performed. She has gone. That is ethos, truth, honesty. Do you understand me? So I can't teach you all that in a day. But what I'm trying to say is that human beings are rational beings. They are also emotional beings, and they are people who care. So when you gather what issues they have in their mind, it helps you to build messages that help them to come along with you. Come, and I'll make you pieces. Thank you very much. Any more? I think Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Cobbah, for educating us on how to communicate much better. It has been interesting. I'm quite surprised that there aren't a lot more questions, but I feel like people have gotten a feel of what communication is, and it's making us question how we've been communicating before. So it's being digested bit by bit. And hopefully we're going to see project managers that do not put our analysis first, but more the people that we are speaking to first, and communicating what needs to be done in a more effective manner. So thank you very much. So now, as mentioned earlier, we also have a free screening for breast and prostate cancer. So I'd like to invite our medical expert to just give a very brief insight on why it's important. As many people may know, early detection is key when it comes to cancers of any sort. But this month being prostate cancer awareness and next month breast cancer awareness, we want to make that a priority for project managers. It's not just about the deadlines that we have or the things we are trying to achieve, but also taking care of ourselves. So I'd like to invite the expert to give a few words, and then we'll continue with the announcements.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Please, I'm not a health expert. The health experts are behind me. There's two beautiful ladies. I'm from Rock City Hotel, and this is part of our CSR programs. This year, we are targeting our corporate partners, and PMI Ghana, you are part of our partners, so we decided to partner with you for your business you brought to Rock City. So I'll leave the podium to these beautiful ladies to talk about the prostate and the breast cancer. I hope we pay attention, and then we can learn whatever we need to learn, because as project managers, if you don't take good care of your health, how then would they take good care of your project? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Edem Gamadeku, and this is my colleague Patience Ohini. We are from Arc Medical Center. It's a hospital located at La Paz, opposite Abrantier. So we are a hospital and we take care of all your health needs. Today we've been invited to come and screen on, do a screening, breast screening, and then also take your blood samples so that there's a test called PSA. If you have prostate cancer, you're able to detect it, and then they say early treatment or early detecting phase. So if we are able to detect it early, then you'll be treated early. So I'll just briefly talk about what a breast cancer is, and then also about prostate cancer. So when you say breast cancer, it's just overgrowth of cells in the breast, like any other cancer. So the cancer, the name comes where the overgrowth occurs. You have breast cancer occurring at various parts of the body. You have the breast, the prostate, the bone, blood, different kinds of cancers. So breast cancer, like I said, is when there's an overgrowth of the cells. There are two types of overgrowth. We have the benign one, and then we have the metastatic one. The benign one is just, we call it is at a site. It doesn't spread. So when you come for breast examination, they tell you that there's a lump. It doesn't mean it's cancerous. It can be a benign. So they can go further and then do other tests to detect whether it is cancerous or not. So when you come to us, we are going to do the examination. Then we also advise that you do it yourself every month after your menses. It's the self-check. Then every year you are advised to check your breast at a hospital where a specialist checks for you. And then for females who are above 35 years too, there's something called mammogram. So every year or every 2 years, you do a mammogram just for early detection so that early intervention can be carried out. So for the men, there's something also called the prostate when there's an overgrowth of the cells in the prostate. So when they take your blood sample, there is something called the prostate specific antigen, that is the PSA. They take it to the lab, they'll check for it. If it's high, then they will also probe further to see if it's cancerous. There's also a digital examination where they will check for the enlargement of the prostate. Like I said, with the breast cancer, the enlargement of the prostate can also be benign, where it's just at that site, it doesn't spread, it's not cancerous. So they will also have to probe further to check and then do a biopsy to see if it's cancerous or not. So I think basically that's what I talk about because the time is limited. There's a lot to do, but that is just a summary. Yes. So we
Hello, good evening, everyone. So my name is Patience Ohene, like she said. La Paz, we are at La Paz, located at opposite Mabrantier. So if you want to come and visit us, you're welcome. We also accept private health insurance. So those with private health insurance, you are also welcome. And in case you want to talk to any of us, we do online consultation as well. In case you want to talk to a doctor, maybe you're at the office, you're not feeling well, you can just call and we'll connect you to a doctor. Is any other question? Where? Okay, so we have, okay, please let me, Okay. Yes, we
Why
are.
laughing?
Currently, we have done one just now. So yes, the men are part.
Okay.
Yes, because you're also prone to it. So.
But I'm a bit confused.
Okay.
Said for the women after menstruation, they should check their prostate, their what they call breast, examine their breast. And I'm beginning to find out if because I'm a guy or a man, I don't menstruate. So do I also have to check monthly?
As for the men, they can check at any time. The females, we say after the menses because with the hormonal changes, when you are in your menses, you feel some signs that you might confuse it with the signs in breast cancer. Yes. Yes.
I want to find out how often should I check?
So every month, once every month.
We get the results since you'll be taking our blood sample.
So
if you make
we'll
that
have a
clear for us.
doctor who will call to explain your results to you. So we are doing the screening. You're right. Then move forward. Yes. Yes.
Like after the male wash you. After the male wash, the nurse conference. Things now.
Yes.
Don't worry. See the other person for us.
Hello. So if you check and it's not conscious, you said it's benign, right? At what point can that change from being benign to conscious? Does it mean that every month you have to go and do a mammogram or something?
No, so when there's a lump, they will there's something called biopsy. So they will take a part of it, take it to the lab, put it under the microscope. We have features when they know that, okay, these are features of a cancerous lump. Yes, so they can take it off. Or sometimes they leave it depending on what they.
Yeah.
Please, the other place. No, so this one.
Okay, so they've done that. You are sure that there's nothing, that it's not conscious. At what point can that change? Because, for instance, I know it's not conscious, but the next moment, do I keep checking because I know there's a lamp?
Yes, yes. So normally they take out the lamp to be on the safer side. They'll just take it off.
Okay. I
They
think
do
that
surgery
clarifies.
to take it off. Yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving us insight, a brief education on breast cancer and prostate cancer and how to self-examine ourselves, as well as take advantage of the free screening this evening. So now I'd like to invite our president to present our token of appreciation for our speaker today. So Mr. President, if you could kindly come up.
Good evening. The virtual audience, I greet you as well. Good evening. The name Stratcomm, I first heard it in 2005 in Branhafu during the construction of New Montahafu gold mine in Kenya. Fidiem in Totroso. Emmanuel was there too. And I've loved the name and admired the name behind that name. And seeing her today, I must say, admire her more. Let's do it better for her. So, as was mentioned, this is indeed a master class for which it would have been difficult for some of us to be able to afford. But she has given us gracefully for free. So, on behalf of the board, on behalf of the leadership of the Project Management Institute, Ghana, and on behalf of all the members, please join me here. And I would like to call on Cynthia Omabo, who is one of our board members, to join me as well. And I do the presentation on behalf of the board with Cynthia here supporting me. Thank you.
So as we prepare to round up today's chapter meeting, just a few things before we close. So with regards to our announcements, we have our weekly book club meetings happening every Tuesday from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30. It's free to join. So if you are in need of PDUs, just love reading, or you are looking for another opportunity to just fellowship network with project managers, it's a great place to do that. So every Tuesday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we've got the Toastmasters meetings on Thursdays. So if you're interested in that, kindly let us know and we would link you with the people in charge of the Toastmasters Club so that you can become a member and enhance your communication with them as well. For our final announcement, we have our Kinky party happening tomorrow. How many people know about it? Oh, nice. So a substantial amount of people. It's not just the Kinky party though, we're having it at the beach. So if you haven't registered yet and it's something that you're interested in, please let us know. We would love to have you there. There's transportation to and from the venue, and the venue is the Beach House at Krokrobite, happening from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the rate is 250 Ghana cedis. It's not just kinky you're going to eat those, so please don't look at the price and say you won't go. All right then. So thank you all so much for being here. I would like to ask if there's anyone online who would like to give us the closing prayer, after which we will take a group picture downstairs, and anyone who wants to participate in the screening, whether it's breast cancer screening or the prostate cancer screening, as mentioned earlier, there'll also be directional signs outside to show you to where it is. A private area, very confidential. No one has access to your information. It's between you and the medical professionals. So if there's anyone online ready to give us the prayer, if not, we will take the closing prayer from someone in person. All right, so today our online audience are very quiet, unfortunately. So we'll take someone in person to give us the closing prayer. Then we will head downstairs. Thank you. Mr. Haruna.
Shall we pray? Father, once again, we thank you for another month. Thank you for your grace and mercy. We pray for traveling mercies even as we live here. Thank you, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Right. So please, you're going downstairs to take our picture. If before we head down though, is there anyone here who is a new member who joined us this year, this month, anytime in between? New member? Okay, please can stand up. Let's give you a wave. Welcome you nicely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great. Thank you all so much for joining us. We hope that this has been a great introduction to what the chapter has to offer for you, and we'll be seeing you more often. So, one last announcement. We have our end of year dinner coming up in December. We're going to be sharing the official information soon, hopefully during this week. So please keep an eye out for it and make sure that you block the date. It's the 13th of December. It's going to be at Marriott's. I've given a bit of a hint already. So please block the date, prepare your outfits, polish your shoe if you're very eager, or just start looking out for whatever you need. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the end of year dinner as well. So thank you all so much. We will head downstairs now. And a big thank you to our online audience. See you next month.